It is New Year's Eve, and that means that, like Romney and I, you may at home might partake in a little bit of alcoholic libations. Maybe one
or two.
But be responsible.
Right.
If you do, we are here now to help you avoid or at least minimize the effects of that hangover.
Right.
Here to help us, Dr. Frank Esper. He joins us from the Cleveland Clinic. He is our myth-busting doctor, and we're going to do it with a game of fact or fiction. The doctor will throw out a statement, and we will vote whether or not that statement is true or false. Are we ready to go?
I'm all set.
Okay, doctor, what's the first one?
All right, so there is a lot of myths and misconceptions about how to prevent a hangover or how to make that hangover go away the next day. And so we're going to go over a few of those. One of the most popular one is taking a drink the next morning. It's called Hair of the Dog That Bit You cocktail. So having an alcoholic drink the next morning when you wake up will help cure that hangover and make it go away and stay away.
No way that's true.
All right, I've got your online votes, and I hope this is true because,
It is so not true, right? It is
good.
You're just
Thank
basically drinking more. You're just continuing your drinking from the night before. And so all it's doing is delaying the hangover. It may make you feel better at the moment, but then it's going to come back and it's probably going to be even worse because of the next morning. So taking a drink of alcohol the next morning, not what you should do. Taking a drink of water is much better the next morning.
I've always felt that. I mean, how could anything that's already put you in a bad state, more of that, make it better? I've always felt that's crazy.
I get it, but physically, no.
Now, the fun fact is, where did that statement come from? Hair of the Dog That Bit You comes from hundreds of years ago when people actually got bit by a dog and they were worried about rabies. They would clip hairs from that dog and put it in the wound to prevent rabies. It also does not work.
Yeah, that's just as ridiculous as the drink more alcohol.
That's another myth right there.
Our next statement is?
All right, eating the next morning will help cure the hangover, will help the hangover go away. Eating the next morning will help cure a hangover.
Nothing better than brunch the next day.
Yeah, and it helps absorb that alcohol, I think. You know?
It's actually not about absorbing the alcohol.
Oh, it's not?
It is not. It's actually alcohol. The answer is yes, it's a fact.
Okay, good.
All right, there you go.
Nicely done.
But it's actually because your blood sugar is low. The next alcohol actually saps a lot of your sugar out of your blood. When you don't have a lot of sugar in your blood, it's called hypoglycemia. When there's no blood sugar, your body is not very, very happy and you feel awful.
Okay.
Getting more food in you will help bring that blood sugar back up. The problem, though, is that you don't want to eat greasy food. So you don't want to eat a burger, you don't want to eat cold pizza or anything like that. You want something that's going to rise the blood sugar as quickly as possible. Things like oranges, orange juice, fruits, things like that will actually bring up the blood sugar a lot quicker.
All right, very good.
I have been doing that wrong. I've been eating the greasy.
Okay, next statement?
But the other thing, eating immediately after you're done drinking also does not help. So this whole thing
all
about
those late night
absorbing
border
alcohol
runs that I made in college were bad.
That's not the case.
Okay.
No.
All right.
All right. Next myth: taking Motrin or Tylenol will help after you drink. Immediately after you drink, if you take Motrin or Tylenol, it will help you the next morning when you wake up, and you won't have a hangover.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
People take this headache medicine before you wake up with a headache, saying, "Hey, it's going to help." And the answer is, it is a myth. It does not help. No.
Yes.
I thought it would prevent it. No.
That's what a lot of people think. They think, oh, we're just doing a prophylaxis right before you wake up. And the answer is, unfortunately, you fall asleep that night, the medicine wears off while you're asleep. All right, and you wake up the next morning, the medicine's all out of your system, and then you still have your headache and you still have your problems. So it's always better to take it the next day.
All right.
So if you have headaches, if you have problems, go ahead and take medicine to help your headache. Watch out, though, if you're doing a lot of drinking and Tylenol, those two do not mix. So be very, very careful about that.
Tylenol and that's a double dose on the kidneys,
or
right?
acetaminophen. It's Tylenol's drug name is acetaminophen.
Okay,
so
very
those
good.
do not go with drinking.
All right, last question.
Last one. Beer before liquor, ever sicker. Liquor before beer, never fear. Is that true?
No, no way.
That works for me.
True.
I know how it makes
does
me
work
feel.
for you?
I'm going
I wonder if it's a
but I don't know
placebo
if it's-
effect
I
for
don't
you.
know, but I'm going with it.
It is a myth. It is does not. The order does not make a difference. Beer before liquor, ever sicker. Liquor before beer, also ever sicker. It's still the same problem. It's the volume of alcohol that you consume is associated. It drops your blood sugar down. It dehydrates you. It disrupts your sleep pattern. These are all the effects that lead to problems the next morning when you wake up. So the best thing that you can do is get a good night's sleep, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Before you drink as well as after you drink is the best way to prevent hangovers and make those hangovers go away as quickly as possible.
All right, very good. Dr. Frank Esper from the Cleveland Clinic. Now we can ring in 2020 and feel good doing it. So enjoy tonight.
Right.
Drink water, before and after.
And be safe out there.
Yes, absolutely.